Hey everybody, give me like 2 minutes. I just got to get my dog settled down real quick, and then I'll be back. I'm giving him some doggy juana. He'll calm down. Give me 1 second here. Alright, give me about 30 more seconds, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, everybody, thank you for holding. A lot of people, before we get into all this stuff, first thing I want to talk about is going to be this new ruling. A lot of people are talking about this new clearinghouse ruling with the OCC. So they ended up, like I was telling you guys about the netting process. When you join the DTC and all this stuff, the OCC, all these guys, they end up basically having to put this money in, and it backs somebody up in case of defaults. And like always, they need more liquidity because nobody has any money. So first thing, let's go down to this. This act actually took place in 2020 as well. In 2020 here, let me see here quick, it was 500 million, I believe, though. Yeah, so this bank repo facility was already pretty much done in 2020, and back then it was for 500 million. They want to raise it now, of course, to $1 billion, and these are overnight, again, with banks, once again. So like I tell you guys every time we get on here, the banks are our problem. See, we're going to get to DRS and all this stuff here in a minute, but the banks are how we win. This is how we end up beating the whole process. Like I said since the beginning, they're the biggest problems with all this. They're the top of every single food chain, as you see. They're the top of borrowing everything. And you're going to see in a second here, it's how the governments bail them out in every single way, shape, or form. There's a couple pieces of the puzzle that we haven't gone over yet. And I mean, they're actually really big pieces of this puzzle here. So before we get into all that, though, I want to show everybody some good news. And a lot of people talk about, you know, it doesn't matter about AMC's debt, or I mean, AMC's fundamentals. Why do we care? Why do these numbers matter? This doesn't make the stock price raise. What this does is it makes them pay debt off quicker. You guys all got excited when they were able to pay down debts, correct? They paid down debt a little bit ago and they actually got a discount on that debt. If they can continuously pay down debt at a discount, that is massive news for all of us. But as you guys can see, we're already at $984 million, so we're almost at $1 billion already for this quarter. That's massive. If you guys, it's not showing it now, of course, Gallon. I think it's there's another chart I can look at, but pretty much we're ahead of every single year other than 2014 right now. So we're killing it right now in the box office. And as you guys can see, Minions is already at 300 million, so super good numbers here in the box office. If we can continuously keep a $1 billion quarter, or month a quarter, we're looking at 3. That's the highest we've had since we've ever held the stock. So like I said, guys, the numbers are going to keep going up. We have great releases still coming out this quarter. this quarter should be massive. Let's go over to this though. But the one thing we said that's going to be able, they're going to try, we said this since the beginning, and it's pretty pathetic when, you guys, we can call it out how long ago. So if you guys look at this, the White House is weighing in on making monkeypox a national emergency, which is kind of funny because if you guys remember when it first came out, monkeypox. When it first came out, they talked about how it was pretty much only in gaming, but now it's a national emergency. We're going to have to start shutting everything down. Pandemic 2. Right on schedule, as you guys can see. Like I said, numbers were killing it at every single turn. Right on schedule. We said that they would have a brand new pandemic, and what do you know, it's monkeypox. Now, this new ruling here, like I said, with this reverse repo, the reason I think that a lot of people are wondering why they're coming up with all these new things, like the STFs. You got this bank reverse repo. You have the inverse ETFs all of a sudden. Or why are they coming up with all of these new things? Why are they coming up with all these brand new liquidity pools? It doesn't make any sense. Are they running out of money? Well, yes, they are running out of money, but one of the main reasons I've been telling you guys that they're panicking is this phase 6. Like I said, all this derivatives market, we're going to get in this derivatives market quicker because there's so many things that we haven't covered in this derivatives market that it's just ridiculous. Like I said, I used to think it was only a 1.4 quadrillion, but if you guys look over at my buddy Rizzo here, this guy does insanely good work. I'm going to get him on the channel here one of these days, but he looks into all these derivatives as well. But he shows you guys that they're actually at $2.2 quadrillion. So it's actually a lot higher than I thought. I can actually verify his numbers as well. I used to talk about the interest rate swaps are at 488 trillion. So I mean, every single one of his numbers match everything I've shown. So we're actually a lot higher than I thought. I just didn't update these numbers. But you guys can see JP, like I said, how is this possible? How can somebody have this much in derivatives and still be running? This makes absolutely no sense. $53 trillion. Like I said, the problem, and one of the main reasons why they're able to do this, and I haven't really looked into this very much, but I want to make sure I give credit to the person who put this up, because, a second here. So, a couple of my buddies have been talking about this for a while, and Occupy the Fed, I always show his Twitter, and the guy, he's been talking about this for a while as well, and I didn't really understand what he meant when he put these up right away. So, when COVID first started, the Federal Reserve, they actually changed requirements. They shrunk the reserve requirements from 10% down to 0%. This creating excess reserves, and I didn't know what that really meant, and he actually put up a very good explanation here. And if you guys read this, I'm not going to get into read it word for word because you guys are going to get bored out of this, but pretty much, so it's only happened several times. Once in 1982, twice in 1983, and another time in 1990, 1992, blah, blah, blah. So pretty much what this is doing is, if you raise the rate, they need to have more in their reserve, more. They can't, because right now, since they've put it to 0, as you guys can see, they can actually go ahead and use more money from the reserve systems from the banks. Instead, having to hold that, they can actually use that for the derivatives market. So once again, it's another way that the Federal Reserve is helping them. They're helping them, bail them out through all this stuff. Like we've been showing you, they're doing it in so many ways. They haven't had to ask the people, the citizens for a bailout yet. You have the reverse repo, and that's at $2.1 trillion now. I mean, it's just getting ridiculous. You have, like I said, the federal making the reserves down to 0%. It's just like I said, it's just one continuous thing after another. Now, if you read this, if they actually raise the rate instead of having it, right, like I said, this is a big deal, and this is what we need them to do. Instead of have them lower like they have to 0, if we had to raise it to 2, it would boost required reserves to $12 for each 100 of the dollars deposited. Assuming banks have no excess reserves, this would force them to liquidate assets until the reserve deficiency was eliminated. So as you can see, this is making it so banks don't need to have as much money on hand. And as you guys are looking over and over, when people are going to the banks and trying to get money, pull withdrawals out, what are they doing? They don't have the money there because they're not required to have that money there. Once again, thanks to good old Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve. So this is another piece that, like I said, I'm not taking credit for this at all. Occupy the Feds has been talking about this for quite a while. And I just didn't understand. Like I said, I didn't understand what he meant by that. But it was another way for the banks, the Feds, to bail these guys out. Again, help the banks out who are the DTCC and doing all of this crime. Like I said, it's truly unbelievable, you guys, what's going on. And so, like I said, when we're talking about these derivatives market over here, I just want to go over here quick and show you a couple things. So you have 2.2 quadrillion. Think about that number. Like I said, that number should be unfathomable. That much money is in the derivatives market. Rizzo here, like I said, I'm going to get him on the show here. I love this dude's DD. He does insanely good work. But he shows you guys in 2008. So in 2008, this number, so in 2022, this is how much we have in the derivatives market. In 2008, during the crash, we only had 634 trillion. Think about how insane that number is. And if you guys want to go ahead and, like I said, he pulled all this up. This is why I wanted to show his tweet. I don't want to just sit there and pull everything together. He already did it for me. But here's their derivative exposure. Whoop, sorry, I hit that too fast. Here's derivative exposure. This right here, what he's marking down here is the interest rate swaps, the interest rate contracts. The numbers I've been showing you, 488 trillion. This is why I'm telling you guys to get your loans out, to get your credit card payments paid off. All of that interest payment, all of that. Dude, they're just repackaging it, selling it, doing all of that stuff. If we get out of these ISDA banks, if we start paying these credit cards off that are related to them, like I said, if it's going to hurt you financially, don't do it. But to refinance, if you can do it at a better rate at a credit union, a local family bank, it is a huge deal, you guys, to do this. They have this much money, this much, I'm not going to say money, because it's not money. They have this much assets, collateral, this much bullshit to play around with. Like I said, there's this much owed, there's this much gambled, there's this much repackaged. They do it through everything. Like I said, even inside the stock market alone. Think about what the stock borrow program even is alone. You're taking shares and you're repackaging shares and you're reborrowing them and you're reselling them and you're reselling them and you're reselling them for profits and you're reselling them for profits and you're giving them back what? Just like they do inside of our bank accounts. They're giving you what? 3 pennies to borrow your fucking share when they just sold it for fucking 15. So it's just like our bank accounts. They give you 0.03%. Hi, Coiled. How you doing? Thank you. MC, thank you. Appreciate it. How's everybody doing? Cindy, thank everybody for joining. Alan, thank you, my friend, for joining. So they give you this is your national average interest rate inside of your bank account. So it's the same thing. They continuously take your money, give you pennies for it, and then repackage it and resell it for fucking massive dollars. Like I said, they were giving you 3 cents for this, but they sold it here, and they sold it here, and they sold it here for whatever the cost of the stock is. This could be, what the hell is this? Sorry, I don't know what that star was. I don't know why that came up. But, so right here. So they'll give you 3 cents and they'll sell it right here for what? $14.25. So they just pocket a huge amount. Then they'll give this guy 3 cents. And guess what? They'll do it again. They'll resell it for $14.25. Like I said, it's what we do. We call it securitization. Babe, he's eating your Monster box. Do you care? No. Alright, so we call it securitization. Like I said, they can sit there and continuously repackage things over and over and over again, giving you pennies while they make a massive amount of profit. So that's how one way that they do it in the stock market. They obviously do it through failure to delivers. They do it through Rule 203B, which is they can fill before locate. Somebody in the chat asked, how do we stop it? The way we stop it, like I said, you guys, it's 100% through the banks. This is why... Alright, let me show you guys something here with DRS. Because a lot of people have been asking me about DRS and why I don't push DRS. Yes, I think DRS helps. I think if some people want to do it, that's great. You're going to have we know that those shares aren't going to be loaned out. We know that there's that much less available in the float. We know that those people are going to be able to have their vote. So there's very positive things to DRS. And yes, people want to do it. I encourage you to do it. But at the same time, everybody's sitting there talking about, all right, we need to get 100% of the float locked up through DRS. We got to do it. And I'm going to show you right now why that's not a good idea. Now, if you lock up the float, first of all, what's going to happen is you're going to have market manipulation exposed, okay? And now what? You're going to go to court. We're going to do settlements of bullshit. Everyone's going to get pennies on the dollars on a whatever the hell they're called, public lawsuit. And blah, blah, blah. Like that's going to be your best output. You're going to expose market manipulation, but it's not like they're going to go, all right, every single person, we're going to expose everyone who's got all this stuff. I mean, like I said, they're not going to bring every single one of them to court. I mean, it's going to be so, I don't even truly know what would happen. On top of that, if you guys come and look down, there are requirements for exchanges. So everybody who's been talking to me about DRS and why, okay, this is the greatest thing ever. There are requirements. There are guidelines for every single NASDAQ. You got one for the New York Stock Exchange. You have to have things, people. Like, you cannot lock a float up. If you 100% lock a float up, you are going to get delisted. You need to have a certain amount of shares held by the public. You need to have available shares out there. You need to have people be able to trade them. There needs to be the liquidity inside of the stock. If they don't have that, they're going to delist you before you can 100% show the float is locked. They can delist the stock before that. And like I said, at best, through DRS, you're now going to get a lawsuit. It's not going to go, okay, well, this exposes everything. Everyone's got to cover now. I mean, like I said, you're going to be delisted before that. FUD. Okay. Explain how it's FUD, my friend. Well, like I said, people that want to do it, go for it. But I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to... And like I said, I showed you all the issues with selling. But, like I said, it's not meant for volatile stocks. You're going to have problems. You're going to have delays. Sorry, I guess that guy's not going to tell me how it's FUD, so we're going to just keep moving on. So... before we get into this stuff and the recession here. What's he doing? But like I said here, a lot of people continuously ask me, how do we win this? How do we win this? It is 1,000% going to be done through the derivatives market. I'm telling you right now. Like I said, everybody wants to know, where's the MOAS money? How are they going to get this money? Everybody's broke. None of these banks have money. All of these banks, all your MOAS money is right there. It is 100% in the derivatives market. Now, this post, like I said, this post right here shows you guys if they wanted to, if the government wanted to help, if the Federal Reserve wanted to help, they could just raise like I said, they could raise reserve rates. Even 2% would make them have to sell stuff. Like I said, they could raise reserve rates to help us and force them to cover stuff and not have so much exposure. But instead, they lowered it to 0%. Like I said, think of how ridiculous that is. They're pretty much saying you guys can do whatever you want. When we give you when we give you this reserve cash, you can do whatever you want with it. You don't need to hold it in case. You don't need it in case anything happens. We can go ahead and just spend that again. So it's another one. Like I said, it's continuously the Federal Reserve printing money for these banks. Now, we're going to get into this Archegos thing real quick because this Archegos thing is insane if you truly think about it. And I want to show you guys about this Deutsche Bank because it's the same exact thing. A lot of people sit there and go like, there's no way that there's tons of these family offices like we've been going over. Every one of these family offices, you guys, they're not regulated. Every single one of these guys are sitting here doing pretty much whatever they want to do. And until they get exposed by these banks, it's too late every single time, and that's the problem. Until it's too late, it's going to continuously happen, and you have thousands of these family offices unregulated. So you could have hundreds, if not thousands, of these people continuously exposing. And as we showed you in the Archegos, the guy went from 1 billion to 160 billion in 1 quarter. That's insane. Now, you have banks doing the same thing as Archegos. As you guys can see, they actually dodged an Archegos hit with a $4 billion quick sale. Crazy. So, I don't have access to this, but as you guys can see, they sold about $4 billion of holdings, seized in explosion of the Archegos capital in a private deal Friday. Of course, in another private deal, helping it emerge unscathed from a scramble that may have cost them billions of dollars. Like I said, it's continuously bailouts. It's continuously... It's us versus the government, you guys. We've been saying this forever. It's not even just the government. It's these banks. The banks own everything. The banks are going to continuously be bailed out by the government, as you guys are seeing. Through this derivatives market, what Archegos and these guys are able to do, like I've been showing you guys with this through ISDA, they're called total return swaps. Now I'm going to read you guys some things about these total return swaps, and you can, like I said, this is what I'm saying. They can move prices. They can say that they own stock. They can say that they own these assets that they don't have or have the exposure because they don't technically own the asset. Now right here you guys can see here. A total return swap permits party A to simulate investing in the underlying asset without incurring the burden of ownership of the asset, including any adverse balance sheet implications. Party B to protect itself against a decline in the value of the underlying asset. So like I said, they can sit there and just hedge with these return assets. They can pretty much say that they own things. This is how Archegos went from bank to bank to bank and showed that they had the... on these credit support annex that they had the collateral. They were able to do all these things, but they don't have the exposure. Like I said, the derivatives market is, everyone's so worried about the stock market doing this, and like I've shown you guys over and over and over, the way that this works is you have the derivatives market up here, the OTC market down here, and the stock market at the bottom. This is all we see. Like I said, it's level 2 data. This is how they manipulate. Price. And in the derivatives market, this is how they afford all exposure. But at the same time, they can also affect price. But as you can see, they can affect price without actually owning the assets, without actually purchasing the stock, without actually doing anything. They can just purchase these behind the counter where we can't see any of this stuff. Once again, like we see, everything is done through the derivatives market. You have dark pools. I mean, think about this. The purpose of a dark pool is when these institutions come in and they buy, they don't want algorithms to attack them, okay? They don't want them to go, all right, I'm going to buy these stocks, because what happens is their stocks get split up because they're doing such large orders. So what they want their orders to get filled. So what they'll do is they'll split it up, and then they send it to different areas, different exchanges, whatever they need to do. Well, if other people get hold of that or know that they're doing that, they can manipulate the stock before those big orders go through. So it's a way that they can do it through the dark pool, but it doesn't affect price. So in other words, you're basically saying institutional buying, which should affect the price more than anything, doesn't affect it because you want to save them a couple more dollars. What's Rule 802? Rule 802 is their new liquidity plan. The DTCC, it backs up their members in case of defaults. So what they want to do is they want to update it. They already had the same plan in 2020, and it was only for $500 million. So this is another liquidity program or another insurance in case that somebody defaults. So another bailout program, basically. In 2020, they had $500 million. It's now $1 billion. They need to keep on covering themselves because Phase 6 is coming. In that interview, me and Randall are going to keep looking for that video we watched, but inside of that video, they said that Phase 6 will cause margin requirement, or it cause margin dominoes. They literally admitted it, and that's why I've been continuously talking about Phase 6. Phase 6 is a big deal. This is the only thing that I care about. Like I said, they can sit there and keep on doing all these stock market new rules, new regulations in the stock market. I really don't care. They're never going to give you the transparency that you need, because in the end of the day, there was what was the new rule a little bit ago? They just passed that new rule. With the OCC, over-the-counter option trading. Over-the-counter option trading does not get reported to the CAT system. So once again, they always find a way to get around being able to be regulated. They always find a way to get around everything through derivatives. And this is the only thing that's going to stop all of this. Phase 6 is September 1st. 1 second, where did that go? Alright, whatever. Alright, Phase 6 right here. Phase 6 is September 1st. Right now, under Phase 5, there's only 175 members. And it's only really low managing asset banks. So they're really not that big of a deal. And if you guys come over here and look, so right here you have different type of ISDA members. You have primary members. These are going to be your big banks. They're going to be your top-of-the-line guys, managing about $50 billion, or more in assets. These are your big guys. Bank of China. None of these, like I said, these are all your super massive banks. Now, these asset managers, these are going to be your associate members. Sorry, these are going to be your, sub-members of those banks. And then on top of that, these are going to be smaller banks that are looking to move up. If you guys remember in The Big Short, they laughed at those people that were trying to fill out their ISDA bank because they only were managing $100 million in assets. You need like $5 billion just to become a subscriber member. You need like $15 billion to be an associate. I mean, it's an expensive. This is where the big boys play. Like I said, we will never see these bets. We will never see these master agreements. We've tried. Me and Randall Cornett, we have messaged many people, and we always get the runaround. They say that this stuff is public information, but they've never seemed to given it to us. So it's not really as public as they try and make it sound. So it's actually insanely annoying. But if you guys look at Phase 6, Phase 6 is actually going to affect 775 people. Now, if you look at ISDA you have 990 total members for ISDA. So you're now going to affect about 80% of it, which is a huge deal. Now, what Phase 6 is going to do, currently in ISDA, Phase 6. So the way that this works, the DTCC, which is the banks, once again, are self-regulating the derivatives. Because a lot of people wonder, how do we continuously get to these points where we're getting this out of control? How do we get to $2.2 quadrillion in bets, in wagers, in mismanaged money? Why do we continuously have to print? Why is inflation around the world around, it's like average is like 20% right now, because ISDA's worldwide. And if you guys look at the types of ISDA swaps you can do, so you can do types of swaps. You have interest rate swaps. Now, this is what I was telling you guys. This is how we can affect them. This is what they do with our interest, our money. They go ahead and they take all that. They know the amount that they're going to gain, and they go ahead and play with it. This is with your house loans, like you said, your credit cards, your car payment, all of that interest. They just go ahead and they repackage it, and then they resell it again. Same thing. Like I said, little map showing you what they do with the swaps. And you got currency swaps. This is one of the ways that they make money through inflation. They can bet and use currency swaps. This is why a lot of people are finally realizing they don't want to fix inflation. Look, I'll show you this right here. I was showing you guys this a couple weeks ago. Now, they're making money through inflation on these currency swaps. They're making billions of dollars. Wall Street's loving inflation right now. They can sit there and, like I said, they just go through these swaps. They have a type of swap for everything. If you guys remember in The Big Short, when Christian Bale sat down with the banks, they never heard of the swaps. Remember, they never heard of any of these types of deals that he wanted to do through mortgage-backed securities, and they were laughing at him. They go, this does not exist. That is the problem through ISDA. That is the problem in the derivatives market. If something does not exist, they create it out of thin air. They call it a brand new type of swap, and they go, here you go, this can do this. It's continuously them betting with our money, them betting with everything else, because they don't care. Like I showed you guys here. United States when you look at the United States debt, they always try and make it sound like, oh, we have 30 trillion, 25 trillion dollars in debt, and it's no big deal, it doesn't really matter. All these other countries, they try and make it sound like other countries own it. But in reality, other countries don't really. It's like $6 trillion in debt. That's why it's no big deal. That's why nobody cares. China, we only owe China $1 trillion. We could pay China off in a minute, and that's why everybody's like, well, what would they do if China was like, come knocking on the door and say you need to pay us back? It's $1 trillion. We could print that in a half a second. We just don't care. If you guys look at who it is, the national debt, most of it goes to the public. It's all towards pension plans, retirement funds, Social Security. That's why in 2023, Social Security will be gone. You guys are going to retire and you're going to have nothing there. You're going to need medication, but there'll be nothing to pay for it. Like I said, this is scary shit what is going on in all of our retirement and stuff. What's wrong, buddy?
Here, I'm gonna let my dog out for 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys.
Alright, guys, sorry about that. Here you go, bud. Alrighty. What are we looking at? Oh, yeah. Here, look at this. The public holds over 22 trillion of the United States debt. Let's break this down. Like I said, they're continuously borrowing from us. Like always, we're paying for everything. When they run out of money, they'll just go ahead and borrow it. The Treasury breaks down. I mean, like I said, the Treasury borrows from all these things. They'll borrow. Like I said, you got public debt to insurance companies, you have savings bonds. So all those people, you go and you buy these $50 little savings bonds. That money you go to cash it out, it might not be there when you go to cash it out. Think how fucked up that is. Private pension funds. Why do you think a lot of these people, when they retire, these cops, people like that, government workers, your stuff's not there. Other holders, including individuals, banks, bank personnel, trustees, estates, blah, 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 corporations, businesses. Like I said, literally the United States owes most of its debt to us, to the public. Like I said, and they sit there and they go, it's no big deal to start paying down our debt. Well, of course not, because that would be paying back the United States people. Why is it every single time a foreign government or someone else needs money, will print it out and fucking by the billions and billions, but yet we can't pay back our own people. We can't pay back our own retirements. Like I said, the way we win is going to be through the derivatives market. It's going to be through all of this stuff. It's going to be when Phase 6 and the repository system come into play. Until you guys hit these derivatives markets, I'm telling you, man, they're going to sit there and continuously find new liquidity pools. They're going to sit there and push this back. That is why I'm telling you guys, the strongest things we can do, wake people up, Stop chasing stupid plays all the time. Just because a YouTuber says a play's perfect, look it up before you invest. Don't just do it because some guy says it's great. Don't pay $96 for some 43.28 or whatever the crap his stupid thing is. I don't care what it's called. Because people are grifting like crazy. Just don't fall for it. We gotta stop doing the same exact thing. Start to evolve. You know what to do. I show you these numbers and everybody goes, it doesn't matter. It doesn't raise the stock price. Stop watching the stock price. We need AMC to pay its debt off. That will raise the stock price for all you guys that care about the 5 pennies it will raise. If they have zero debt, what are you literally shorting the company on? You guys are seeing we're getting back to pre-pandemic numbers. On top of that, they closed down like 70, I can't even remember how many. It was like 70 theaters that were costing them money. And they went from 25% last year up to 28%. And if we keep going, they should be making about 30% of this revenue. That's a huge amount. Does GME have zero debt? Yeah, I'm pretty sure GME has zero debt. And like I said, those are the things that are going to push the needle. I'm telling you guys, these are the things that are going to move it, is them having massive quarters. Buying these popcorn tins and shit like that, that makes a big difference. We can keep buying, but with all of these things, I'm telling you, they have the CNS program, they have Rule 203B, they can do FTDs, they can do swaps, they can do every single, and it's continuously band-aid, and it's continuous band-aid. But in the end of the day, what is $1 billion to 2.2 quadrillion? It's nothing. These are the numbers we need to be looking at. We need to be looking at the bank's exposures. We need to be looking at these types of things. The 53 trillion in exposures for JP Morgan. The 49 trillion for Goldman Sachs. You guys want to win? You need to hit these banks. If you're in these banks, get out of them. This is how you win. You make these banks do margin calls. The whole point of this, the whole thing we've said since the beginning, is you need margin calls. How do you get margin calls? You get the banks to do them. The banks need to be hurting to do these margin calls on these ISDA contracts. And I've shown you guys a couple times in this last couple months, their revenue's going down in each quarter, and it's huge. It's continuously banks with, like I showed you with here. They're continuously helping out cartel. They're doing any and every illegal single thing they can do to make money. It's truly pathetic what is going on. You have the government. We're in a recession. It's continuously lying to you people. We're not in a recession. We're in a recession, so what do? They literally say we're going to refine what a recession is. Hold on here. I don't think that's playing. She pretty much says she pretty much redefines what a recession means, even though we're already in one. Like I said, they're going to continuously lie to you, and if you don't understand what's going on, if you don't understand the business, and you just listen to what's going on in media, you're gonna have no clue what's going on. And this is what I've been telling you guys with government officials. I even wanted to show you this one official. I had to tweet this because this is the shit I talk about that they do all day long. Here it is right here. I am being attacked by the godless left. This is a fucking government official talking like this. Because I said I'm a proud Christian nationalist. These evil people are calling me a Nazi because I proudly love my country and my God. The left has shown us exactly who they are. They hate America, they hate God, and they hate us. What the fuck? Like I said, it's a continuously fight each other, left versus right. They're fucking bad, you're fucking good, everybody's a fucking
this, that, and this, that. Don't look at us. When they literally have $2.2 quadrillion in the derivatives market, that these guys are playing around with your retirement money, your children's future, your future. Like I said, everyone listening, you're going to work until the day you die. Inflation will keep going up because they don't care. The Federal Reserve are in on this. The government is helping them. The feds are sitting there bailing them out. This is the difference between 2008 and 2020. The only difference is you have the feds doing bailouts through reverse repos that they weren't doing before. They reversed the rate from 10% to 0% for the banks, which was another bailout. The reserve requirement went from 10% to 0. Like I said, the big difference right now and why we haven't crashed, why everything hasn't happened and all this stuff and how they're able to still go around is the feds are on it, in on it. Their job is to keep the country going and keep all this stuff going, and the money, that's what they're doing. That is why they have these reverse repos. That's why when they asked Powell, what is going on? He goes, the reverse repo is doing its job. It's bailing out these people it needs to bail out. Well, okay. Like I said, in the end of the day, you look at everything. Every single thing is done and afforded through the derivatives market. It's the only thing that matters. It's why I don't care about pushing DRS. Like I said, even if you expose 100% of the float, you might get delisted. And even if you might not make the listing requirements, and if you don't anymore, well, there you go. Now what? We're screwed. And even if you do, okay, now what? You're going to show that there's 100% of the float, and what's going to happen? Like I said, we need to just destroy the banks. This is how you win. Like I said, this is the main way to win. You take out the banks who do margins, or they're not gonna. We already saw in the GameStop report that they forgave, billions of dollars? It was billions of dollars. Like I said, we cannot allow the DTCC, who is the banks, to continuously do everything unsupervised, forgive whatever they want to do, write master agreements. Like I said, putting up signs in our yards, exposing the SEC, the DTCC, instead of just relying on Cat Striker. Like, you guys, we need to wake everyone up to what the hell's going on. This is insane. Like I said, the only difference between now and 2022 is you have the feds continuously bailing them out. But the exposure went from 634 trillion to 2.2 quadrillion. 2.2 quadrillion. There's not enough apes to take out of the banks. No, but it's a massive start. If you can start making them have to cover some of that, that's a huge deal. Like I said, everything you take out of the dark and bring into the light that makes them cover is a big deal. Hey MC, the tech, how are you doing? Exactly, man. They like I said, buy and hold. They never ever saw it coming. The problem is we all have cell phones, podcasts, information can be spread so fast. But like I said, I mean, you're seeing at every single turn they're fucking us. Like I said, the politicians, the regulators, the banks, and then they're all getting jobs. And one of the things I wanted to show you quick on that note. So this new Jamie Lazonga, or whatever, this guy used to work for Nancy Pelosi. And now he's sworn into the SEC. Well, as you guys can see, in California, which is where Nancy Pelosi runs her state, they're now accepting cryptocurrency donations if they immediately convert them digital currencies into US dollars. Now tell me dark money's not going to go around here. Like I said, you literally can't make this shit up, you guys. You continuously have connections, get into regulators, get into place, and then politicians jump on in and they take advantage. Like I said, you're not going to become a politician to make $250,000. You're not going to spend millions if you're not going to get millions and millions and millions in return. And this is my point. You had that Thume guy talk about if these guys aren't able to do insider trading, you're going to have less and less people want to be regulators. Good. This is my point. None of these people come in and do anything for us. If you're a politician, you're supposed to be a public office. You're holding public office. You're supposed to be for everybody. But instead, they continuously take dark money, which was over $1 billion. You see people take money from Ken Griffin. Like I said, look at Illinois. He spent $40 million for the guy for Chicago, and he lost. And then he just moved state, and now he's going to pay the Florida guy some bribes. This is my point. They go from state to state, so if you think that anybody cares, they don't. We're being taxated without being represented in every single asset. Literally. It's ridiculous. There's not one way that they're not stealing from you. They steal from you in the stock market. They steal from you in your bank account. Like you said, and then what they do, $2.2 quadrillion. I mean, the fact that $2.2 quadrillion could even be a possibility is insanity. I said, there's your MOAS money. It's all in the derivatives market. And like I said, and like we showed you, the feds could end this. They could start fucking these banks up. Could you imagine if the feds took this away? All the reserve money on hand. If the bank suddenly needed to go from 0 to 10%, back to 10%. Imagine if they raised this to 12%. Like this said, if they went from 0 to 12%, the banks would force him to liquidate assets until the reserve deficiency was eliminated. The Federal Reserve can go, all right, this is getting out of hand, you guys. But instead, what do? They fucking put it to 0% so they can continuously change and continuously fucking have the fuckery keep going. Like I said, the Federal Reserve is in on it. The fucking government's in on it. The banks are in on it. Why? Because they sit there and, like I said, this guy went from fucking Nancy Pelosi's fucking staff to the SEC. What is it, 2 fucking days later? A week later, after he's sworn in, after her guy from the cabinet sworn in, California now wants to do cryptocurrency. Nancy wants cryptocurrency donations. What? Like I said, it's all 100% laws to help them, help their fucking corporate buddies, these empires that own fucking everything. Think about this. You have 20 people in the world that are richer than the whole fucking planet. You have 100 people in the world that are richer than the whole fucking planet. $100 people own more money than everybody in the whole world. 100. And that's not even the people we don't know about. That's not even the people that pay money to stay off of it. That's not even counting the Rothschilds, all those fucking nutcases, dude. Like I said, this shit's ridiculous, you guys. They have stolen for years. Forever. I mean, technology's gotten better, but like I said, the way of life for how many of us now is worse than it's ever been. Like, literally, what the fuck is going on? The Federal Reserve, like I said, not only are they bailing them out, the Federal Reserve, one of the things I wanted to show you, the Federal Reserve said that they're going to start lowering their balance sheet. Remember that? For the last couple weeks, I've been showing you, I keep on pulling up his fucking, like I said, follow Occupy the Fed movement. If you do not follow them, follow them. They give you information that is, you need to see it. Once again, they're buying $3.99 billion in U.S. Treasury. So what is going on? Think about this, you guys. What are you having happen? The feds are issuing repos, which are giving you treasuries, to the fucking banks for bullshit collateral. And for bailouts. Then the fucking banks are selling these treasuries right back to the feds. So as you, like I said, they're just buying back the treasuries $4 billion at a time. Here you go. Here's more money. Oh, here's your collateral. Here's money. Here's your collateral. Well, here's money. Like I said, you have the feds bailing them out through the fucking reverse repos. When they said they're not even they're gonna start lowering their balance sheet. They haven't lowered shit. On top of that, they're still buying $10 billion more in mortgage-backed securities. They're still buying mortgage-backed securities because I was showing you guys the housing market is fucked. I've been telling you guys this for a while. It's being propped up by the fucking Federal Reserve. Now, if you guys come over here and watch this, you have new house sales plunge in June as Pluto admits order cancelizations. New orders are being fucking canceled. Nobody can afford fucking houses. Interest rates are going up. House cost average was still fucking high as shit. It was still over $500K. Now you got another guy. We're heading into a housing recession. The National Association of Home Builders CEO has said, which I've told you guys for a while, this is what's going to happen. Like I said, I've been right about pretty much everything down the timeline, my friends. Nobody can buy fucking houses, so who are you selling this shit to? It's just corporations, and this is a problem. You have corporations now going, all right, well, now we have, everyone needs to buy fucking houses. They need these, so we're just going to keep buying them and buying them and buying them, and then the feds are buying them. People aren't buying them. Well, now you seeing their profits are going down. BlackRock, they lost like $1 trillion. You guys saw BlackRock. What was it like? Was it 1.7 trillion? Or yeah, look at this. This is a big fucking deal. In the first half of the year, BlackRock lost fucking 1.7 trillion of their people's fucking cash, dude. BlackRock is breaking the wrong kinds of records. Clients of the world's largest asset manager lost an unprecedented 1.7 trillion in the first half market carnage. Oh yeah, that's my point. Raising rates is okay. Okay, so nobody can afford it. This was my point a long time ago. Nobody could afford them. So you're going to raise the rates? Who the fuck, until you lower the prices, nobody's going to pay the higher rates. You can't raise rates but leave the prices higher. Well, why are the prices not going down? Because all of these fucking corporations bought all of these houses, what, 40,000 over ask, 20,000 over ask. They just kept on buying and buying and buying because they didn't give a fuck. And all of a sudden they go, well, we need to sell these, but no one can fucking afford them. You paid 40,000 over ask, you retard. So unless you sell it way down where we can afford it, no one's going to pay that, and then your higher interest rates on top of it with inflation. Nobody can already afford anything. Dips, appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. I mean, and then if you guys look over in China, you had fucking actual tanks, you guys. This is why I tell you guys, Get the fuck out of ISDA banks. This is what's gonna happen. You guys sit there and think that these fucking banks right here, these banks with 53 trillion. If you're in JP Morgan Chase, you should be shitting your pants right now. If you're in Goldman Sachs, you should be shitting your pants right now. Citibank, you should be pretty fucking nervous right now. Like I said, what are you going to do when they pull a China and say that your funds are no longer yours, which is what they literally said to these Chinese people. And then there was tanks outside of the fucking banks and nobody could access their money. These are going to be the banks that are going to do that here. We need to take assault rifles away. We got to take your own ability away to fight the government. We got to do it. They're so horrible. If there was no assault rifles, there'd be no shootings. Let me tell you something. I don't know people who own guns, whatever. A semi-automatic, you can fire pretty fucking quick, dude. You can fire a gun pretty fucking quick. Just pulling the trigger. You can push it pretty fucking quick, dude. Pistol, they're gonna get it. And that's the thing. Even when you fucking ban these things, these fucking criminals, as you see with the banks that are bringing in cocaine by the tons, 20 tons at a time, evil people are gonna do evil things. This is my point to you. They're going to do bad things. They're an evil person. They are having a mental disability. Something is wrong that they're no longer going to control. They're going to find the person that can get them what they need to do. It's just like if you look at any of these countries, any of these fucking states, we ban this, we ban that, harder fucking gun control, this, blah, blah, blah. Cocaine. All of these people, this is my point, you guys. These people at the top of these lists, all of these people, JP Morgan, all of these banks at the top of this list are involved with drug cartels. Why? Because they need fucking money. They're all involved in drug cartels, you guys. All of them. They're running fucking drugs for these guys. They're laundering money for them. I've shown you time and time and time again. They're laundering money. They have a war on drugs so they can attack their citizens when they know that the banks are the biggest drug dealers in the world. Why do you need a war on drugs if you can just go arrest the bankers? It's very simple. This is my point. Why can you have... Look at this. The biggest money laundering cases. Look at this. Look at this, you guys. They're fucking laundering billions of dollars. And no one cares. No one fucking cares. We can literally go down this fucking list. And, I mean, 11 billion, 600 million. They're just laundering up the ass. They don't give a fuck. 23 billion. 228 billion. And that's not even, dude. I mean... 5 major banks exposed for moving trillions of dollars for mobsters. How a big U.S. bank laundered billions from Mexico's murdering us drug gangs. Burner phones and banking apps meet these Chinese brokers laundering Mexican drug money. Now watch how funny this is. Why does Wells Fargo not accept cash deposits? The decision to ban cash helps prevent money laundering and fraud. Cash is hard to trace after all. Cash is hard to trace after all. We don't want you guys money laundering, but we will. Not only are we going to money launder, we're going to money launder trillions. Now, this doesn't even talk about the money laundering that's going on in the Cayman Islands, and on top of that, Citadel and all of these other people. And this is why I tell you guys, there is no stopping what is coming. This is why I tell you guys every fucking time I stream, please, please protect yourself. You need to get commodities, physical fucking assets. Everything is fucked. Everything is fucked. But the physical gold, things like that, they cannot fuck you over. They can't take you away from you. If you can get retail at a discount, get into it. Things like that nature, you need physical assets, because everything, as you guys can see, like I said, this whole fucking world that they teach you, this whole, oh, the United States is, they literally redefine the word recession when we're hit a recession, because it's election time, and they can't lose the elections and say we're in a recession. Democrats can't say we're in a recession. No one will vote for them. So we'll make the new word up. Well, that's not what it means. It means this now. Like I said, people, wake up. Your government does not give a fuck about you. They're not here to help you. They're here to help the 1%, because the 1% pays their fucking bills. The Federal Reserve, you're wrong, Biggs. What am I wrong on? Oh, recession is extreme. That's what I'm saying, dude. It's not there. I mean, everybody knows too. Like 9.1%. We're at higher than 9.1%. Fucking. Man, I already mentioned Iron Mountain. I don't want to keep going into Iron Mountain every time I go live, but that's what I'm saying, my friends. Like, oh, the other thing. So like I was showing you guys these swaps. You got the currency swaps, and this is the other thing that they can do. So you guys remember the Lime incident and all that bullshit, and how there was like exposure in that, and then they like stopped all the trading. They did the same bullshit. It's through commodity swaps. They did it through Lime commodity swaps. Like I said, they have a swap. We all know credit default swaps. Zero coupon swaps, dude. Total return swaps, which I just showed you. Total return swaps are ways that they're able to own the underlying asset without actually purchasing the asset. Total return swaps simulates investment in the underlying asset without incurring the burden of ownership of the asset, including any adverse balance sheet implications. The TRS similarly permits Party B to protect itself against an incline in the value of the underlying asset. So, like you can see, I mean, here's the problem. They were doing this shit since the stock market's been open. There's been signs of manipulation for like 80 years in the stock market. So they've had 80 years to sit there and come up with all this shit. They've had every fucking lawyer in the world sit down and make up a rule, and then everybody joins everybody. Everybody gets hired by everybody. Everybody will, well, I can't fucking... It's just like 2008 all over again. I can't give these guys a bad rating. I can't find these guys. I might not get a job there. Well, if I don't give these mortgage-backed securities shitty ratings, they'll just go down the road and get it from somewhere else. It's the same shit. Money makes the world go round. It's not just a saying, you guys. It's the dead fucking truth. If you guys don't believe me, Dark Money's decided the last 3 elections. Sorry, you haven't really decided it probably. Like I said, it's becoming a fucking thing where money is controlling every aspect of our country, because fucking, like I was telling you guys, these guys are not corporations anymore. They're fucking corporate empires. They run fucking countries, continents. They have more money than our entire nation. They have more money than fucking countries combined. Coil, thank you. Appreciate it as always. Like I said, you guys, I mean, what is going on in front of you? I don't know what else to say to people to be like, you guys, you got to wake up. Like, a revolt has to happen. You have Chinese. You had Chinese. Chinese people, you had 50 cities worth. Projected more than 50 cities worth. Stop paying their loans. They just pretty much told them to go fuck themselves. This is my point. We need to come up with ways. Talk to each other. Stop fucking always attack it. This movement is us versus them. Like, that's it. You guys, there's no more like, oh, well, no, that's it. This is what is going on. I have showed you so much shit. It should make you guys fucking sick. If you're new to my stream, go back and watch my videos. Go watch any of my live streams. You're going to learn more in those than you're going to learn in anyone else's videos. I promise you. We got to wake up to what is going on. Like I said, you guys, you're not going to have a retirement. If you are under, 2023, that's 13 more years. 13 more years and Social Security will be gone. Oh, is it 2033? Well, like I said, 2035. She gone. Like I said, man, this shit's literally getting ridiculous. They're literally, you guys work every day for these corporations that in return fuck you over, break your back, fucking destroy every single person who tries to fucking excel in life because they're too big. They can short and distort your company. They have their hands in everything. Everyone who will give you a loan, they have their hands in anyone who will fucking sell you this and that. And like I said, if they want to take your company, they can short and distort it to where you only can go to them for fucking payments. You can only go to them for loans. And all of a sudden they do those, as we found out, they do convertible notes. And you sit there and as a new company, you think, no big deal, no big deal. Well, next thing you notice, they fucking own your company. They convert their notes. They buy your shares on cheap. And then they destroy your patent or just destroy your company. They don't even need to buy you out anymore, you guys. Think about this. If a rich corporation doesn't want you around, they don't have to buy you out. They can just short and distort your company and destroy it. They can bash you. They can do anything they need to do to get you out of the way. They don't have to buy you out like they used to have to. So even if you should have been successful, be like, all right, well, I made it good enough to where they had to buy me out. I could still retire and live happily. That's gone. You see my point? Like I said, you got fucking... timing is everything. We say that all the time. Timing is everything. You can't tell me that fucking Nancy Pelosi's fucking person comes into office and a week later they're suddenly like, yeah, we can receive donations in cryptocurrencies in her fucking state alone. Just in her state. Like I said, timing is everything. There's no fucking coincidence. Let alone the 900 coincidences they tell us that we've seen over the last year. And then you have GameStop report tell us the DTCC forgave $21 billion. Think about that, you guys. The GameStop report told us the DTCC gave out a $21 billion bailout. $21.9 billion bailout. And people act like it's no big deal. That the DTCC, these banks were just like, yeah, don't worry about it. We're going to forgive you guys on $21 billion, and we're going to let it go. Like I said, man, we got to wake up to what is going on. How deep this swamp runs. I've told you guys for a long time, this shit runs deep. This loyalty do you have to fucking Republicans, Democrats, it's got to go. This shit, they're all in it together. These fucking people that are so loyal to banks. Or, oh, I've been in this bank forever, and it's been... Of course it's been easy and convenient. It's just like fucking payment for order flow platforms. They're easy and convenient, but you find out they're doing nothing but fuck you over. I'm showing you guys these banks are fucking you over in every single aspect. And people don't care. It blows my fucking mind. We show you guys these payment for order flow platforms are fucking you over, and people are still using Robinhood. They still use Webull. They still are doing shit because they're lazy. It is so... And this is how they got away with this shit for so long. We have been so lazy. We have been so complacent. We've been so busy fucking fighting each other on this and that. They even made up a term, left versus right. Like I said, the fact that a fucking politician wrote this should blow your fucking mind. So just because... So this is what this bitch is. I don't even know what this is. What is she? So she's a Republican, okay? So I take it Democrats, like I said, you guys, I don't pay attention to fucking politics. I don't give a fuck. What is it? So the left, I take it, is Democrats. Is that correct? If I'm right here, okay. So you're saying that because they're the left, they hate America, they hate God, and they hate us. It's pretty crazy accusations, is that not too fucking crazy to say? Like I said, this shit is beyond ridiculous. And this is just shit to divide you guys. Have you ever heard of the term divide and conquer? Divide and conquer. You have each other fighting everyone else so they can fuck you in the back. Monkeypox. First they say, okay, think about this. Let's go down the path of monkeypox. This is how they divided you first with monkeypox, okay? I'm going to show you this, okay? Watch this. First they come on, they go, monkeypox is coming out, blah, blah, blah. But don't worry, it's sped through gay men. It goes through gay people. What does that do right away? Instantly, it divides you against gay people. So you're telling me this is spreading through gay people only right away and out of nowhere. Well, now it's going from gay people to everyone else. But yet there's zero signs of women getting it or dying from it yet. Now, they go ahead and say, it might be a national emergency. Why? What's going on here? I thought it was just going through gay people. Like I said, it's a constant fucking abortion. Let's take away abortion. The same day the abortion law came out, GameStop report came out. The day they admitted to the biggest financial crime in history of humanity, they take away abortion an hour later. Now, I don't care about your view on abortion. I'm not here to talk about abortion. You don't care about my view on abortion. That's not my point in this. My point is that such a massive issue that everybody will only talk about abortion. It will cause division amongst us. Because now you have everybody fighting, hey, you're pro-abortion? Hey, you're not pro-abortion? And guess what? The GameStop report that admitted $21 billion was stolen from people got pushed to the back because abortion was suddenly the number one topic. An hour later, You had people, even DDers, I'm talking guys that I've known forever, that literally stopped talking about DD for 3 days and did nothing but fight with people about abortion. It's that easy for them. This is my point. How can monkeypox only be in gay people? Everyone, like I said, it's a divisional thing, and now it's a national emergency. Any excuse to keep pandemics going. Like I said, this was a huge part of the puzzle that I have been missing. And like I said, BP Rising, I gave you a follow. Thank you. Appreciate this. Occupy the Feds has been talking about this for a while. Again, if you guys are listening, if you do not follow Occupy the Fed movement, please follow them. The shit he shows you is literally only purchases from the Federal Reserve. It's no bullshit. It's just what they are doing. You can literally track everything they're doing. It's a big deal. Like I said, the fact that they brought this down from 10% to 0% to once again give them another bailout. The fact that we are continuously finding more and more and more forms of bailout without even asking us, but in the end of the day, we're the ones fucking paying for it, is a big fucking deal. The fact that $23 trillion of the United States debt is to the public through pension funds and bonds, savings bonds. People who are holding savings bonds, look at this. $22 trillion of the national debt is to public. The public. Foreign debt holds a large portion. Now, if this is the right site. Now, look at this. This is my point to you guys. Look at this. The United States owns $23 trillion to the public. Sorry, $22 trillion. Okay. What? Okay. Fucking goddamn tabs. Okay, now if you come down here and look at this. Japan wheel 1.3 trillion, China 1.0 trillion, and everyone else 600 billion, whatever, blah blah blah. I mean, what the hell? Many people believe that much of the United States debt is owned to foreign countries like China and Japan, but the truth is that most of the debt is owed to Social Security, pension funds, right here in the United States. This means that U.S. citizens own most of the national debt. United States citizens own $22 trillion of the debt. We do. Your Social Security, because as you guys can see, the Treasury can borrow from all of these things, and we pay for it. This is my point. The Treasury is fucking you, the feds are fucking you, the government officials are fucking you, and they have everybody fighting each other instead of looking at what the fuck is going on in front of your faces. And then they tell you through the media, they make it sound like, oh yeah, it's all, we have $22 trillion in debt. How many of you listening before this, literally, how many of you listening before this thought, out of all the debt that the United States had, because I did before I started looking into this shit, I thought other countries owned that 22 trillion, the 30 trillion the United States' debt was. I thought other countries, like when people talked about Japan and China and owning all this debt, I thought China owned like 22 trillion and could destroy the fucking United States. And then it turns out we could print this off in one day and tell China to go fuck themselves. And this is my point. They can fix so many problems in a day, 2 days, 3 days. But why? And this is what I tell you guys every fucking time. They don't want us to be rich. They don't like the middle class. Why? Because the middle class is the only people who can become the rich class. They can become up with them. That's competition. They want you working for them the rest of your fucking life. They want you being okay with scraps. They want you being okay with... Think how many times you've heard Biden say the economy is strong. The economy is strong. How many of you feel the economy is strong right now? Meanwhile, he's saying gas is $5. He's sending $1 million barrels out of our reserve to his son, Hunter Biden. Now, speaking of Hunter Biden, this is my fucking point. Everybody thinks the Doge, the FBI, all these people. FBI sabotage Hunter Biden probe to derail investigation. This is my fucking point, you guys. Like, everybody thought, hey, they tell you guys, the Republicans, they love corporations, and they're the only people that they do it. No corporation wants Democrats, and then you find out dark money all went to Democrats. All of these corporations made it so Democrats won this year, and then you ask yourself why. And then you find out that every single one of these corporations are making record fucking profits. So while Joe Biden's in office, all of these people are making record profits across the fucking board. Major companies are making record profits. They said that the pandemic is the biggest... The pandemic is the biggest transfer of wealth, but it's too fucking rich. Workers around the world lost $3.7 trillion in the pandemic. Billionaires around the world gained $3.9 trillion in the pandemic. It's the biggest one-year wealth transfer in history, and nobody's talking about it. This is my point to you. You have somebody like Bill Gates, and I want you guys to listen to this and truly let this fucking sink in. You have a guy like Bill Gates. He has said multiple times he wants population control. You can go down his fucking timeline, and all the guy ever talks about is fucking population control. He wants to control the fucking population. That's all he talks about. Okay? I want you guys, like I said, literally you guys think about this. The guy continuously talks, all he talks about is fucking sterilization, population control, how he fucking he's pro for it. Dude, it's literally ridiculous. This guy is doing nothing but buying up all the fucking farmland. This guy's buying up all your fucking farmland. This guy's gonna be in control of your food. I'm telling you. All these fucking people, all these guys that sit there, they're not even half these advisors. When you look at, like, okay, here we go. Let's talk about fucking. Here you go. Here's where we're gonna start to watch the chat numbers drop. We're gonna talk about the vax for a second. There's so many reports about those numbers that. Fucking side effects, this, that, things with people's liver come happening from this immediately after. If you look and say nobody's died from this vax, you are insane. You are fucking literally a sheep, and you're just listening to the media, and you are clueless to what's going on. They continuously need to give you boosters and boosters and boosters for this fucking cold. I'm not vaccinated. I had corona. My wife had corona. It was like we had a fucking cold. And I know people are going to go, okay, well, other people are high risk, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, there are also tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of other disease that they're out there high risk reward. This, that we didn't shut the fucking country down for. There was way deadlier stuff than this out there. And like I said, I'm not saying it was planned. But like I said, control that the 1% gained during this pandemic was ridiculous. $4 trillion transferred in 1 year. Like Unusual Whales posts every single day. Every day you see it, there's a massive big trade out of nowhere. Somebody always knows. Exactly, somebody always fucking knows what's going on. I mean, we're not even going to get into Ukraine shit and all that stuff. I'm not even going to get into that. But like I said, you guys, this is the stuff that, like, this should make us all fucking... They've just made everybody so fucking soft. Everybody is so fucking... I mean, my God, you hear a word and everybody goes fucking ballistic, man. Everyone's so offended by everything. They got everybody with participation trophies, everybody with a Twitter phone, everybody needing to feel they're a celebrity. They matter so much. Worry about this and worry about that instead of worrying about what the fuck is going on, what these fucking people are doing. Right now. Think about this. If you're looking at my screen right now, how much money is that right in front of you all together? That's 12 of them. How much money is that right in front of you? I mean, you're talking like 200 trillion. 200 trillion. There's not even that much in the United States. August 4th are earnings? Yes, they are. And I expect earnings to be very, very good. We had a pretty damn good quarter. Like I said, everyone listening right now, I know I'm sitting here talking about all these bad things, and everybody's like, oh my God, it might not be happening. Let me say this right now. The squeeze will 1000% happen. There's nothing they can fucking do. I don't give a shit how many fucking liquidity pools they fucking make. I don't care how many of these fucking, we can avoid people out to $1 billion. I don't give a shit how many of these fucking things they make. It doesn't fucking matter. When Phase 6 comes, when the repository system comes, the repository system, you guys, is the number one thing that is going to stop this. I'm telling you right now. The repository system for ISDA will end this. There's nothing they can do anymore. Think about it this way. I'm going to explain this very, very simply for people. So, okay. Hold on. Sorry, I'm just trying to pull up a new thing here. Give me 1 second. Okay. Now, this so, what the fuck? Alright. The repository system for the derivatives market. Now, think about this. You have $2.2 quadrillion. Okay? That is just like, to put this in terms, in the stock market, to show you how easily, so you can relate this to something. In the stock market, their auditing system, which is what they used, which is loud self-reporting, is called the OAT system, okay? This was a really shitty system, and this is the system that the CAT system is going to take over. Now, the OAT system was literally like 100% self-reporting, and it allowed so many exclusions and so much bullshit and gray area that is how the stock market became so fucking sorry. That is how the stock market became so corrupt. Now, in this derivatives market, currently they're running on an oat system. Okay? They're currently running on self-reporting numbers. Now, to make this even worse, now I want you guys to understand how fucking awful this is. They're doing self-reporting numbers on backdoor, so closed door paper agreements. Now, I want you guys to understand, they do not trade like we do on platforms. What is happening in the derivatives market? You have a bank, which I showed you guys in ISDA up here, is this what we call a primary member. These are people who are like JP Morgan, your Goldman Sachs, all of these super fucking over-leveraged banks. All of these banks right here are your top ISDAs, okay? Now, those banks will come over to market makers, or they will come over to other ISDA members, as you see, associate members or subscriber members, okay? These are smaller banks. Now, you'll have a, what the fuck were they called? Sorry, primary member. Okay, primary member, okay? And this is ISDA. Now, when they trade, it is on a piece of paper called a master agreement. Okay. Phase 6 is September 1st. Okay. They cannot stop Phase 6. They can maybe vote to push it back, but I haven't heard anybody talking about pushing it back in any way, shape, or form. Phase 5 went through right away. So, now what the problem is they're doing these master agreements on paper, okay? Behind closed doors. Well, this right here, these primary members, guess what else they are? They're the DTCC, who are the regulators inside of fucking ISDA, okay? So you have the regulators of ISDA committing the crimes. You have the regulators of ISDA writing master agreements that they can't afford. And that is how you see Morgan Stanley and fucking, or JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Citibank. This is how they are so fucking over leveraged, as you're seeing in the trillions and trillions of dollars. Now, I'm not going to get in Iron Mountain, but there are people that they do business with that they literally will burn their fucking offices down. They will burn their fucking facilities down, as we've seen recently. And every single time they burn them down, if you want to Google Iron Mountain Data Center fires, there's a guy on here. His name is Corey, AMC1. I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. He talks. I'm going to give him credit for it. I don't want to sit there and, like I said, I don't like to take credit for shit I don't do. Here's his account. If you come over here and you actually look at this and see for forest, type in the word fire or data fires, he will show you that there's 46 data center fires through Iron Mountain with these ISDA-related banks with master agreements. So what they're doing is literally burning them to the fucking ground. Now, on these master agreements, so this is, think of Archegos. They have what is called a credit support annex, which does not require them to deposit anything, okay? So currently, they're able to use these swaps to show, this is what Archegos did. They use these swaps, where the hell is it? They used total return swaps in the Archegos to show that they had the underlying assets of the securities, but they did not truly have them. So, they used those, attached them to different credit support annexes, and was able to make a $1 billion company in $1 billion turn into $160 billion in 1 quarter. On over-leveraged bets that they could not afford through master agreements. Now, like I showed you here, anyone that thinks that Archegos is a one-time thing, or Archegos fucking, they're dodging. Like I said, it's a complete fucking joke. There's multiple of these out there. And on top of that, the banks and all these people are already bailing out these fucking banks from the Archegos shit. It's just a fucking joke, dude. Which I guarantee was a pension fund of some kind, so they'll make us fucking pay for it. Like I said, this shit is a fucking joke. No, September 1st. No. It is still September 1st, my friend. It did not get pushed back. Phase 6 has not been pushed back at all. Now, nobody oversees these trades, you guys. Nobody does. So right now you have the DTCC who writes the agreements, does the trades, regulates the trades, and then they report the trade to ISDA. Well, you can't tell me they report every fucking trade that they do. I promise you they don't, and I can prove that they don't right here. Watch this. So everyone listening that thinks I don't know what I'm talking about. Now, if you look here, it's called a sham reset or a sham closeout transaction. Now, what this is you guys will see they're done through the swaps, they're done through master agreements, and they're done through flex options, basically failure to delivers, they do married puts, they attach buy rights, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to get into the depths. I've done that many times. I know I'm not trying to bore people. So what they're doing now, like I said, they're able to do all these things, manipulate this, and then these sham resets. Now I'm going to explain the sham reset because it shows you that this is what they're doing. Now, this is a sham reset, okay? You have a master agreement between these two guys. Okay, you'll have bank 1 and the market maker here, let's say. Okay, he'll say, the bank here will say, I sent you these shares, I sent you 1 million shares, we'll just make it easy. Okay, of stock A. Stock A, okay? Now, in reality, what's going to happen is this bank will not send these shares. The market maker will say, I received these shares. The contract will be for like a week, blah, blah, blah. When the contract expires, the contract will expire. Since these shares were never received or never sent in the first place, guess what? The market maker's books they're perfect. They match up. And guess what? The bank shares match up. Everything's all balanced out. But for that 1 week, they were able to borrow and get off what we call the reg show list. They were able to fill FTDs or give the appearance of a closed out short position. And that's a sham closeout. In a sham reset, they can reset the 30-day to push it farther and farther on the reg show list. And that is how you see people on the reg show. You'll see stocks on there for longer than 30 days. Now, like I said, if you guys want to go ahead and read this, go ahead and here's the review case. Like I said, please read this stuff. Don't just take my word for stuff. Like I said, that's one thing I don't want people to do. Don't just, all right, Bigham said this. This is it. Like, read the stuff. You know what I mean? It just takes a couple minutes, you guys. You don't even need to really read fucking the whole thing. Just look for key points. That's why when I show you guys documents, I show you the keywords to look for. Just look for sham reset. Type in Control F, and at the very top, you just type in sham reset, and then read all the highlighted areas, and then it'll literally go step by step on how it's done. But, like I said, if I'm wrong, I love to be proven wrong, but I know I'm not on these ones, but like I said, there's so much corruption. It's just insane. The battle that we're fighting, the hill we're trying to climb. This is why I tell you guys, don't fucking watch the price action all day. Don't sit there and look at me and go, this does not matter because the price went up 4 cents. Don't tell me this does not matter because the price went down 50 cents even though we had a great opening weekend. I don't give a fuck. I care about AMC not closing, and I care about AMC paying down debt. Because when they pay down the debt, there's nothing left, you guys. There's nothing fucking left for them to do. There's nothing left for them to say. There's nothing left for them to bitch about. And if Adam Aaron can keep paying debt down at this kind of a rate where it's discounted, you guys, that's a massive fucking deal. How much money he saved in interest? He saved an additional, so that was, I think it was, what, was it $7 million? So he saved an additional $28 million. So he saved like $50 million that day by paying $31 million in debt. He saved $81 million. By them saving interest payments each year, that's a huge deal. That's another $7 million he can throw down on more debt. Like I said, if we can attack this debt, if you guys go see as many movies as you can at AMC, even if you can't, here's my point. Here's the thing that I tell everybody. Everybody will say, I'll spend $5 on this fucking GoFundMe. I'll spend $5 on a fucking super chat to follow some guy who's gonna make me fucking lose money on a play anyways. He's gonna show me these incredible numbers on how it has such a short squeeze fucking probability, and then 6 months later it'll go up $4 and I'll feel great at the best. Take that $5 on fucking Tuesday and just buy a movie online. You don't even have to go see it. Who gives a fuck? That $5 going to AMC is going to help your stock more than giving it to some fucking clown who's telling you to buy these stocks because this says this and this is, well, these numbers look great. I've already showed you guys. I've even shown you guys with fucking actual people who work in the field. Let me explain this one more time because this is a truly important matter that I don't think people understand. Just because a stock has high short interest does not mean they have to cover. What do I mean by that? Okay, let's break this down very simply. Phase 6 is September 1st, my friends. Now. God damn it, what the fuck? I forgot what we were going to do. Sorry, I looked at the fucking chat and I forgot what I was going to do. What the hell are we going to go over? What the hell was I just going to go over? Sorry, I'm blanking out here. I need a hit here. I must be getting tired. 1 second. Now, Phase 6. We'll just go into Phase 6 because everybody's asking about Phase 6 quick. Phase 6 is going to finally be the first time the derivatives market will really be watched. So when Phase 6 starts, instead of having master backdoor agreements, you're gonna have your DTCC corruption bullshit bank, who's going to write them. So this guy's writing fucking the master agreement writer, master agreement receiver. And this is going to be your market maker. Now, when they're writing this master agreement and this collateral needs, or this down here, like I said, there needs to be a credit support annex. Now, the difference is you're going to have a required, this is your huge difference. Now watch. Here, give me 2 seconds. Just so you guys can see the web here. So this is the path that it's going to start to take. This so you can visualize it. Give me 1 second here. 2 seconds. Here you go. All right, here you go. Stupid fucking ad. Give me 2 seconds. Of course. You're gonna make me play the whole fucking ad, bro. Jesus Christ. I mean, and like I said, there's some. Oh my god, dude. I'm sorry, everyone. Give me 2 seconds. You're so stupid. All right. So, if you look at this path here, currently this is what ISDA takes. So ISDA right now, as you guys can see, when we do options, it goes down here, goes to a broker, they send it to the CBOE exchange, and then they send it to the OCC, which is backed by the government. So you guys can see that it takes paths, it gets cleared by certain, more than one individual. Well, if you guys look currently, you have, like I told you, this would be your market maker, this would be your banker, and now what they're going to do is they're going to write the master agreement. After the bank writes the master agreement, Mike Williams, thank you. That is what I was going to do. Yes, let's get into that before I move on, because I don't like to fucking skip shit. All right. Let's go over fucking short interest quick. Coiled, thank you. It's a nice bong, too, I'm telling you. All right, so if you guys remember Ihorn, I can't remember the other guy's name. They actually work with short interest every day. I can't remember the other guy's name. What the hell's his name now? I was watching some of their seminars on short interest and ways to make them cover and what actually makes shorts cover. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Coil, Jimmy. I'll get to Larson. I'll get to that in 1 second. Let me get into this quick before I move on. So, let's say you have short interest here, okay? So you have short number 1. So you have short 1 here, okay? He shorts the stock, and it's at $15. We're just going to do round numbers and make this very easy so people can understand this. So you have a short, he shorted at $15, and next thing you notice, price drops, whatever, to, let's just drop it down to like $14.50. Like I said, we're just going to round this down. He shorts the shit out of it to $14.50, okay? Now the short percentage goes up to, like, let's say it goes up to 6%. Like I said, we're just going to make this super easy. Obviously, there's way more complications to this. But now, short number 2 comes in, okay? And he sees the stock at $14.50. Well, he's going to short the stock, and now it goes down. So now you have short number 2. Like I said, I'm going to make this as simple as I can, as Ihor did to me, because it makes complete sense, okay? So now you have short number 2. He's coming in at $14.50. And he shorts it down to fucking $14, okay? Short interest goes up to fucking 12%. And so on. You see what I'm saying? Now short 3 comes in. Short 3's like, I'm going to come in at $14, and I short it down to $13.50. Short interest jumps up to 17%. Now, just because short interest is at 17%, if this guy's making money, why would he need to sell because short interest is high? He doesn't give a fuck what short interest is. He could care less. He's going to hold that position as long as you're going to have more shorts coming in, because now short number 4 comes in and he drops it. He buys it at $13.50 and he drops it down to 13, and so on. And it goes up to 23%. Just because more people are on the train doesn't mean people are going to have to get off necessarily. What makes them get off is making a short go red. So, just because this is at 23% doesn't mean short 1 is any more obligated to sell than when he was when it's at 12, then he's at 17%. Does that make sense? So just because short interest is high on a stock does not necessarily mean that shorts need to cover. That's a very, very common misconception on short selling. And when Ihor brought that to my attention, I was like, yes. When he explained it like that, that made complete sense. Hold on. So GME did the stock split last week, and BMO didn't give me my shares. They dilute my account by a massive amount, and I have 2 buddies with TD and SCADA, and they didn't receive their shares either. I closed my account with BMO. You didn't get your dividends yet? Didn't give me my shares. I got mine right away, so I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. BMO. What the hell is BMO? What is BMO, Larson? Who's BMO? Am I being retarded right now? Oh, sorry, Larson. Sorry, I spelled his name wrong. I don't know what broker BMO is. Hold on. BMO didn't give me my shares. They diluted my stock. With TD, I have 2 buddies with TD and Scott, and they didn't receive theirs yet either. I'm not sure why they haven't received shares yet, man. I have Fidelity. I got mine. I have a buddy on... Here, let me see if Wired got his. I have a buddy on TD. I'll ask him real quick if he got his. Like I said, I got all mine on Fidelity, so I'm not too sure on why you wouldn't have gotten it yet. Look at chat. A lot of banks are under ISDA, you guys. Yeah, it's like Fidelity got me mine, Rob, right away. I got mine, so I'm not too sure why you wouldn't have gotten yours yet, to be honest with you. Most Canadian banks have to wait 3 to 5 days. See, oh, it's a Canadian bank, BMO. See, that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't have closed your account right away. I would have gave it a little bit longer. See, if it took 3 to 5 days, so you might have just had different rules because it's a Canadian bank compared to... Probably we would give him... Yeah, I was going to say, it's probably because you were a Canadian broker, man. Well, Simple. Canadian also. Quest Trade. I was like... To be honest with you, if you... Larson, if you are in Canada, Quest Trade is the only broker up there that I recommend. Quest Trade, you can actually do limit orders, and you can order to a lit exchange through Canada. It's the only one of your guys' products that I found other than Interactive Brokers, and I don't really trust Interactive Brokers. But Quest Trade, Larson, I highly recommend using them. Yeah, if you have a credit union, man, that's really all you need to do, man. Like I said, it's all about getting out of these banks, getting this derivatives market put to light. Like I said, we can't have $2.2 quadrillion just fucking floating around in bullshit that they can just use against us to keep stealing our fucking money. Like I said, at some point we need to fucking... I don't even know, man. I don't even know. Like, we gotta do something. Like, I'm not saying let's go run the streets and break shit and fucking... Obviously, that's not the way you revolt. In the Boston Tea Party, they didn't have to go blow people up and fuck shit up. Like, that's not the way to fucking revolt. But we gotta think of something, man. And, like, that's what I want. That's what I want to, have more people discuss with me. Is ways we can come up with exposing this shit and just letting people know. Like I said, like, our number one weapon is still informing other people what is going on. Because a revolution, yeah, exactly. We literally need another revolution. Because at this point, our fucking money, everything is so fucked up, dude. And it's a fiat currency. I mean, the bill is literally worth what the government, backed by the government, but it's like, yeah, I guess. But when you sit there and print them out like they're fucking candy at a rate where you don't give a shit, you owe your citizens $23 trillion fucking dollars. Your biggest debt is to your own people. Think of how fucked up that is, you guys. Their biggest debt is to their own people. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I just don't know what to say anymore. It's just stupid. I mean, at this point, like, I keep telling people, like, at what point do we fucking go, like, alright, we need to... Coiled, but public is bad, too. Like, public actually sucks. Public goes OTC. I mean... Wired's pulled up their 606 report, and they send it to a fucking... They send it, I can't remember to who it is, but they send it to a market center, which goes to market makers. They still fucking screw us. Can't see it right off the bat, of course. But like I said, I mean... It just sucks because everybody's got their own way. DRS, this, that. And like I said, DRS is a good thing. If we can lock up a ton of the float and that makes it so it's harder to borrow, they can't fucking reuse those shares. They can't borrow them back out. I mean, there's a lot of good things to DRS. I'm not knocking DRS. I feel like we need DRS just like we need option traders in a way. But at the same time, the people that are going to DRS their shares, like I said, you got to make sure you're doing it correctly. You got to make sure, yeah, Coiled, look at their 606 report. I can't remember who it was. They do 100% of their routing to them. It's 100%. What is 804, Bigums? A quick spin. 804, where are you looking at 804, my friend? But yeah, I mean, like I said, this repository system that's coming up that I've been talking to you guys about, it's literally the CAT system, but for the derivatives market. You guys see how scared of the CAT system they already are inside of the stock market. They're running with their fucking legs between their tails. They're freaking out. The CAT system will hold regulators accountable, but when the regulators are the ones fucking doing the manipulation, they can't be held accountable, which is why they're running from the CAT system. The repository system that comes live in 2023 that I was showing you guys is the CAT system for the derivatives market, which means that these banks and these Archegos, these family offices, all these bullshit that are fucking everything up, manipulating, they're sitting there taking billions out, trillions of dollars unregulated, will now be regulated 100% for the first time. These banks that are sitting here doing this shit for fucking trillions and trillions at a time, they won't be able to do this. They won't be able to burn contracts. They won't be able to fucking money launder cartel money. All this stuff. Like I said, they're finally going to be fucking watched. And it's going to be watched by the World Bank. It's not like it's going to be watched by fucking more corrupt United States officials. It's going to be watched by the World Bank, which is why I tell you that this is the only thing that matters. Nobody in the United States is going to be able to fucking be held accountable as a regulator because everybody's just instantly gets in there and they're fucking corrupt. It's literally ridiculous. The CAT system derivative is the... Alice, yes, I've said MOAS in 2023 for a while now. I believe it will be next year. I don't believe that when the repository system comes up, they'll be able to hide this shit. I think the way that we win this is through the derivatives market. I think that if that crashes down, the banks have no choice but to margin call market makers And when it comes down to it, the reason that the banks were able to forgive that $21 billion in the GameStop report is they were able to pass that off through derivatives. If they're not able to pass those types of things off, they will have to collect on that money, and that's when you'll finally start seeing margin and liquidation. And at that point, that is when we should win. What if the World Bank is corrupt? Well, it's not just the World Bank there here, Red Eye. This is why this is such a massive deal. It's not just the World Bank watching it. You're going to have every country have access to this information, which means every single country will be watching this. Now, a lot of the people are going, well, what if they don't care? They're going to care, because as I showed you earlier with the currency swaps, nations are attacking other countries through these currency swaps. So when you have these banks and these fucking people and these family offices attacking other countries through currency swaps, they're going to tell on people saying, fuck you. You're not going to fuck my shit up just for you. They're not going to allow you to do that. So they will make sure that you get fucking stopped. So the repository system coming up is a massive ass deal. It could happen before then. I mean, you got people in China going nuts, doing big things, not paying taxes. Is those worldwide. So, I mean, you have so many people worldwide they're finally standing up for themselves. They're actually taking to the streets. They're fucking storming these banks. They're doing shit because they're like, fuck this crap. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, in America, man, we gotta fucking do something. No one's gonna have anything. Like I said, no one's going to be able to afford these fucking houses until they stop dropping these prices. Like I said, we're heading into a housing recession. I've been saying this for quite a long time. There's no way around it. It wasn't rocket science, you guys. If the average cost of a house is $500,000, think about this. If you're listening to this right now, how long will it take you to make $500,000? Now, that doesn't count your interest along the way. Now, they keep on tacking and raising those interest rates. So now, how many of you can afford how long will it take you to afford, like, what, I don't know, 750,000? Maybe more than that? Exactly. Everything raises, but yet we can't raise the minimum wage. If we raise the minimum wage, we have to raise everyone's fucking wage. Why? Because if you raise the floor, all you can do from there is raise the ceiling, right? Well, we don't want to do that. Instead, we need 3.7 trillion from the working class to go to billionaires who don't need it. I mean, think about how fucked up this is, you guys. Think about this. We don't have a job shortage, okay? Job shortage it's not a job shortage. We're not in a job shortage, period, at all. We're in a worker shortage. That means people would rather not work for these shitty companies, these shitty salaries. They'd rather just make the same from the fucking government. These corporations treat us like trash, and people would rather not even work than work. And because of that, what are they doing? We need to track every fucking dollar you guys make. You people getting paid cash, we need to know. We gotta make sure we tax you on that shit. Like I said, man, this shit is just ridiculous. The feds, like I said, their balance sheet's right back where it was. They didn't lower it at all. They lowered it one time and then rebought back. Like, what? It's just another... You can't, like he says, you cannot taper a Ponzi scheme. You just cannot do it. Especially because, like I told you guys, they're still stealing by the trillions of dollars. It's a Ponzi scheme. It's going to collapse on itself no matter what. I promise you guys, we will win this. Ponzi schemes never last forever. You eating ice cream? Nah, I'm fucking... I got this chocolate bar I had to eat, man. Smoking weed, you gotta get those treats quick. Review dork. Yeah, he just got suspended. Fucking one grifter gone. Like I said, man, I just wish people would... I know it's not fucking flashy. I know it's fucking depressing. I know it fucking sucks. But it's like, this is the type of shit we need to be fucking talking about. This is the shit the community needs to be going over. This is the shit the community needs to go, how do we move forward from? Instead of fucking... This guy says we're going to reach 10,000. Who gives a fuck what this idiot thinks? The guy knows nothing. How many of these people have been wrong 100% of the way? But yet you give a fuck what they think tomorrow about what they think the stock price will go to? Good for them. So I said, like, I can't remember last time I've watched another YouTuber. And I get DMs every day. What do you think about this YouTuber saying this? Watch this video. No, I'd rather shoot myself in the fucking head. I don't really care what they've said. At this fucking point, sorry. It's just like, man, if they're not teaching you the derivatives, if they're not teaching you about the banks, the politicians, the regulators, the rules that actually will affect the play, it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter. If you have people telling you fucking fundamentals don't matter, paying off AMC's debt doesn't fucking matter. It's just stupidity. It's literally just stupidity. Paying off AMC's debt does not matter. Okay, that just only naturally raises the stock price. Tell me this. If AMC is debt-free and they're the #1 theater company in the United States, they're growing massively all around Europe. They have more theaters than anybody. You're telling me their stock price wouldn't naturally be $25-30 like it used to be? $30 like it should be right now? Think about this. AMC here, look at this. Since everyone loves their hood, pull up your Robinhood account charts or your Webull account because I got a chart. Look at AMC's stock price before the pandemic. It was around $20-25. AMC's position at this time, currently financially, and every single aspect about it, is better than it was when we were trading at $25. Now it's shorted to fuck, and it's less than $25, and people are acting like it shouldn't go back to the $30 it naturally was trading at. It's in a better situation than when it was trading at 25. So now naturally it should be 30, right? If we drop it to fucking 0, shouldn't it be higher and higher? Like I said, you guys, pay off their fucking debt. You win. Get out of these banks. Fuck these banks up. Tell everybody about... Wake other people up to what's going on. Look at these numbers. 2.2 quadrillion. Quadrillion. That's 1,000 trillion. Now you did it twice? 2 times? Like I said, 2.2 quadrillion in Rizzo has showed you all of them. Every single fucking penny. I mean, look at those numbers. That's not even in the United States. There's literally not even that much money in the United States, dude. Matt Core's fanny pack. God, that shit was fucking hilarious, dude. I was having such a good time that day. But I mean, Jesus Christ, like I said, I'm going to keep this up for a little bit because, like I said, those numbers are ridiculous right there, you guys. I mean, that's literally fucking ridiculous. $53 trillion. Like, literally, what the fuck? It's unreal, dude. Should we pull up the fanny pack real quick for a good laugh? Let's do it. Let's just have a good time now. Let's go ahead and check out Matt Kors for a little bit. I like to do this. Let's just make fun of Matt Kors for a minute. Check out his fanny pack. I say that, my entire fucking chat just drops. I'm just kidding, y'all. Jesus Christ. Don't worry, we're not gonna make fun of your precious Matt Kors. See, I'm giving him advertisement. I'm advertising his fanny pack. Calm down. That's all. Man. People, see what I'm saying with people need to lighten up? Good God. We lost 30 people the second I said I'm going to make fun of Matt Kors. 30 people left in a matter of 1 second. So I'm talking about with people being soft. Don't make fun of my YouTuber. Don't make fun of my politician. Red or blue? Red loves me. No, blue loves me. No, they don't give a fuck. I just need you guys to know this is real. It's discounted. Let's check out you guys, let's check this out. Like, this isn't just any type of fanny pack. I'm going to read these off. So, you know little kids are making this. Matt Kors, you basically do child labor. I just want you to understand. You know if this is coming from China, children out there with their little fingers. And they're fucking sewing these little fanny packs for you, Matt. So you can make $31 and they can make 5 cents an hour. Now let's get into the basics. 100% polyester. He doesn't fuck around. This isn't no 50-50. There's no cotton. There's none of this bullshit. If it gets wet, you're fine. You are 100% good to go. The fabric weight, it's a lightweight fanny pack. I want you guys to understand. 9.91 ounce. This is very light on the go. Dimensions, you got 6.5. This is a good size fanny pack. You can get your phone in there. I'm talking plenty of other things. Maybe even your keys, wallet. I mean, you got some room. You got some dimensions here. You guys, this is no fucking joke. Water resistance. If you drop this in the lake, not only will it float, your phone and everything will be fine. Now, this is my number one selling point. There is a top zipper with 2 sliders, you guys. There's 2 sliders. This is not, no fuck. It's not one and done. If one of your zippers breaks, you have a backup. Oh my god, this is awesome. Silky lining. Piped inside hems. That's top of the line shit. Adjustable straps. I want you guys to understand. One size fits all. This can adjust to anyone's body. This could be yours for $30.99. Matt Kors, I want to thank you for bringing this to the movement. I want you to thank you for bringing awareness through these fanny packs. And I want people to show us support. Oh my god, who would order these? I wish I could see how many people ordered these. I mean, literally, I wish I could see how many. Look at this, look at this. Pay in 4 interest-free installments for orders over $50. You don't even have to pay Matt Kors today. You can pay him in increments. Oh my god, people. Oh, I love it. I love it. But I mean, this is the shit people should be jacked up about. You're going to have $1 billion month, for fuck's sake. We did a 1.3 billion as a quarter last year. You're going to do that in a month. like I said, you guys were jacked. He paid off a little debt. We keep this shit up. He's going to be paying off a large chunks of debt. And then we can be super fucking pumped. Do you guys think I have what it takes? Like, I thought I sold Matt Kors' fanny pack pretty good. Like, I think I have a... Like, maybe I could go on The Price is Right and be one of those models. Like, look at this shit, dude. Adjustable straps. Oh, man. Alrighty. Does anyone have any questions? I think I'm going to head out here for the night. It's midnight. I got to work in the morning. But like I said, guys, next year I don't really think they can stop. I know it's a while to wait, but I mean, with how much shit they're fucking you across the board, I mean, the least we can do is fucking hold a little bit more. My God, like I said, what they're doing to us, you guys, is ridiculous. How there's nothing left that they can do that to you guys that we should have revolted on at this point. They're raping children on a little fucking Epstein Island. They're bringing in drugs by the tons. They're stealing your retirement. The entire United States debt is owed to the public. By $22 trillion is owned to the public by the United States. Through pension funds, savings bonds. They owe it to you guys. The DTCC, the regulators. They're the ones committing the fucking crimes. What do you do when the police are the ones doing the crimes? The politicians that you guys are putting in are insider trading. They're fucking literally helping the banks. They're literally helping everyone stealing these corporations because they're paying their fines. They're paying their money. The Federal Reserve, the feds, the people we all fucking thought were in here to help the United States, make it better, make sure we don't collapse, are actually in it to do nothing but help the 1% get richer, steal from us, make sure that we pay for inflation and they don't give a fuck. Like I said, at what point you guys are going to work until you die? At what point do we say, all right, enough's a fucking enough, dude? Like, literally, at what more can they fucking do to you guys? To where we go, okay. Like I said, I don't know what more they can do to us. This is fucking unreal. And it's like, this is why I'm saying, man, like, I'm trying to get people to stop looking at the fucking line every day. I'm trying to get you guys to stop watching these fucking YouTubers. I get it's entertainment and shit. Or just understand that that's what it is. It's entertainment. People stop fucking watching them and going, alright, he says this is going to do this, and I'm going to do that, without looking into stocks. Stop blindly following people. Stop playing options if you don't understand them. The problem with YouTubers and options, they tell you a stock, they tell you when that be like, hey, I'm gonna get into this stock, when they already bought a while back, and then next thing you notice, they don't tell you when to sell or how to play it once you own it, and people they'll get small gains and they won't sell because nobody thinks that they can just take small profits. Everybody thinks, well, Trey and them made millions of dollars on their fucking option plays. The only way I can sell options is if I'm up plus $12,000. No, if you're up plus one, if you're up 30%, 40%, 50%, even if it's a small amount of money, even if you're up $100, $200, you made $100 in a day. If you can make $100 in a day in the market, that's a good fucking day for you. I mean, it's okay to make side money. You don't have to hit a massive fucking lottery every time to play options. Think about it this way. If everybody played in the money options all the time, in the money options, way deep in the money options all the time, we would be hitting every fucking week, wouldn't we? But no, everybody does YOLOs. And that's the other thing. This is what I want people to understand too. And this is another thing you guys are doing so fucking wrong with options. You have some guy. Alright, it's Monday, and I've told you guys this how many fucking times? Thank you, Coiled. Appreciate that. How many times did I tell you on Monday? I get you. Every fucking person's gonna say it's a clear path to fucking $20 to $25, and every single person's gonna go nuts Monday and Tuesday. Monday we're gonna go up, and I told you Tuesday we're gonna go up a small amount, and everyone's gonna go fucking ballistic, and then we're gonna go down, down, down. And you all were live with me. You heard me say this word for fucking word, and guess what? I called it exactly. I can tell you guys what's going to happen literally every single day. If you guys wanted me to go live, I could literally tell you what the stock's going to do by the end of the day. By fucking 10 o'clock. You can already see what's going to happen. It's the same shit. It's literally the same shit. You can look at 4 fucking sites and look at what's going on and pretty much tell if it's going to go up or down just a little bit. But the problem is everyone will go. You'll have a YouTuber that goes, oh, we went up $1 today. Oh, it's a clear fucking path to $20. Clear path to $25. And what's everyone do? They go out and they buy $20 fucking call options when the price is at $16, $15. Why do you need it to buy fucking these $25? Now you need to, you guys realize your breaking even price is higher than the $25. Do you understand that? You guys got to look at your Greeks, your theta. There's other fucking aspects also that come into play during these fucking option plays that if you don't understand the Greeks, you shouldn't be playing options. Alright, love chat and your gay dating site. Get the fuck out of my fucking shit. Bye-bye. You are a clown. But like I said, man, I mean, options are not bad. This is why I don't speak options. This is why I don't teach people options. Because everybody, if you want to play options, you should at least take the time to learn simple strategies, simple things about options. You need to learn that it's okay to take small profits. It's not that bad. You don't need massive fucking gains to sell it. And that's the other thing that I fucking can't stand. Everybody sits there and they tell me, gamma squeeze, gamma, 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 we need gamma. How many times have you fucking heard we need a gamma squeeze to do this, to do that? But in reality, what's going on with these guys who are buying options and telling you guys what to do? You're buying options. Nobody's executing them. No one's executing them. You're all fucking selling them. You're all just day trading. Day trading those options and shit, guess what? It does not fucking help the squeeze. It doesn't make them have to fucking hedge for options. Day trade selling these options does not make it so they don't. If you guys, you get gammas by people, people jumping in the stocks, fucking FOMO buying in. The price movement needs to move up. You need people buying at the call. You need them buying out of the call. You need them to hedge now for out of the calls that weren't going to fucking happen before. They're not going to hedge for YOLOs and prices out of it if they go, well, it's not going to hit the fucking price. Why would they hedge for it? You're not going to get a gamma by everybody going out and buying YOLOs and then fucking the price goes nowhere. They're just going to collect on premiums. Like I said, there's so much to fucking options. It's just like I said, I'm not saying don't play them, but like you guys, if you're gonna, all I'm saying is take 10 minutes, take a couple hours out of your day. Think of how many times you sit down and you're just bored. You're just fucking bored. Or think of how many times you're sitting down and you're watching the same fucking TV show you've seen 100 fucking times. Instead, go on YouTube and watch a fucking options trader. Don't watch a fucking YouTuber. Go watch a real live option trader. Person who's been doing it for fucking years. And they can explain to you all of these things. Going on and watching fucking, sorry, Trey, going on and watching TMI, all these guys, here, this is how you do it. They're not super great option fucking traders. Yeah, there's some good option traders on Twitter, a couple of them on there. I know, I like Colin, I like a couple people on here, but it's like, most of these guys don't even know half of these terms. They're sitting there fucking talking about George W's and all these things on 1 minute candles. You don't have them on 1 minute candles. Like I said, I'm not going to get into all that shit, but like I said, you guys, we got to start fucking growing and just stop doing the stupid shit. They love Max Payne. They fucking love Max Payne. The fact that people haven't caught on to the Max Payne shit over the last 2 years is like baffling to me. You guys think Max Payne hits that many fucking times? Just randomly? It hits every fucking time. They're gonna keep railing you on options. We don't need a gamma squeeze to fucking squeeze. There's never been a fucking history in life where they needed a gamma squeeze to squeeze. That's what I said, man. I don't care who... Like I said, I don't care who people watch. I just don't like it when people sit there and they fucking watch a YouTuber. They listen to their option advice. They get fucked over because they don't understand it. Then they say something to the YouTuber and the YouTuber says, well, you should have done your fucking research. Hey, guess what, douchebag? You unfortunately were their research when you told them this is the play and this is for sure what's going to happen and this is what you're doing. That's my problem. You can't be somebody's research and then you can't tell them to buy something, give them financial advice, and then when you're wrong, say, well, you should have done research, it's your fault. Okay. You can't have it both ways, dude. Like I said, I'm just waiting for somebody to sue some of these YouTubers for somebody that loses a lot of money. Hey, I took financial advice from this guy. He paid money for me to fucking... I had to pay him money for him to listen to my fucking question on financial advice. This is why when I do YouTube, you do not ever watch me watch a line. You don't ever hear me tell you guys plays. I've told you guys 3 plays in the last 2 years. And they've been the spy each time. And I've been completely right each time. And we made a lot of money if you listen to me. What the hell did I say? General buying. Hold on. Alright. Each time I've talked about buying... No. Each time I've talked about it with the spy... I mean, I've literally called each crash. I've called the crash and when I've called them when they've bottomed out. Here. I wrote taking a position. That's what I wrote. And it's like I said, I could sit here and fucking show you guys fucking stock advice. I just don't like to. Because like I said, if I'm wrong, then I just lost you guys money. And what am I going to say? Taking spy position now. Like I said, this is top of the pump, not financial advice. I ended up being off by 32 cents. And we ended up hitting the bottom. I called the bottom up too. And we made money back on the way up. Like I said, I could sit there and do this. But I only do this when I know the plunge protection team is about to fucking get involved. If I see the plunge protection team is going to get involved, I tell you guys every time I'm going to take a fucking spy position. I know exactly when they're going to fucking take a position every fucking time. They make it obvious as shit. It is ridiculous. Every fucking time the plunge protection team comes in is when the fucking stock market starts crashing hard. The day before fucking Powell's about to speak. Powell will speak in an hour and all of a sudden everything starts jumping up. It's because the plunge protection team needs to come in. Because you have to always watch the situation in America. Is it bad? Is sentiment awful? Is it really fucking bad? Can Powell go on and say something that the stock market's struggling? No, if he can't, he's going to go ahead and use a fucking plunge protection team. And there you go. You can tell by life events on when the plunge protection team is going to hit the spy. I usually announce it. Because I've done this about 3 or 4 times on the spy. There you go. Did it again here. For those of you that listen to me on the spy puts, you made a shit ton of money. I think it went from like 432 that day to fucking like 426 or 420 or something. It was a pretty big drop actually. It was way more than 26. But like I said, I don't usually say it. I don't want to sit there and say that because like I said, if you lose money, that's my fucking fault too. If I'm the one that goes, everything says this. And I'm not here to fucking take financial advice or lose anyone anything. Like I said, it's like... just be careful is all I'm saying, you guys. Like I say every fucking stream, protect yourself in the end of the day. Just fucking protect yourself, because nobody gives a fuck about you. To be honest, no one cares. You see, the regulators don't, the fucking police don't. Most of these YouTubers y'all got attached with, you see, just grifted the shit out of you. I mean, all of them, how many of them just disappeared? How many of them fucking don't even do anything anymore? All of them just make fluff pieces all day long. How many of them make you pay $100 Discords to fucking talk to them? How many of them are selling fanny packs? Like I said, it's just pathetic. It's literally just pathetic. And like I said, could I not have done that shit the whole time? You guys don't think I could have been a sellout tool bagger? I could have, trust me, I could have been fucking running circles around these tool bags, but I just didn't give a fuck to make a daily fucking video and have you guys sit there. Because this is what I've been telling you guys forever. Half this play is emotion. You guys, I've traded stocks before this. This wasn't my fucking first play. And this is the problem with these YouTubers. Most of these, the AMC, all this shit, it was their first fucking play. They didn't know what they were doing. So when I tell you guys, I've been in the market for fucking like 12 fucking years, 15 years almost. I have been. When I tell you I go long on a stock, I look at that stock, I hold that stock for 4 or 5 years, and I don't even fucking care to look at the price. I don't give a shit. I'm long on it. And that's the problem. People don't understand. I told you day one when we bought this. You are going to be long on this play, and people do not understand what that means. When you go long on a play, you don't need to stare at it daily. You 100% have faith in that play. You don't need to watch it every day. You know one day it's going to hit that number that you need it to fucking hit. You know it's only going to go up. You see the fundamentals. You see potential in that stock. You don't need to watch it every day. If you do, you will drive yourself nuts over every fucking penny drop. And that is 90% of this movement's problem, is they don't understand I'm long on this. You guys are long on it. It's okay. You don't need to look at AMC daily. I don't need to make a video daily to hold your hand and say it's okay. You guys, we're going to be fine. This play will hit. The repository system will fuck their world. I mean, fuck their world, you guys. They cannot stop that. It's done. We just need to wait until then. You know why they're making all these liquidity pools? Do you guys know why they're making STFs? You know why they're making inverse EFTs? ETFs, sorry. Do you know why they're fucking expanding this from 500 million to 1 billion? When this repository system and when phase 6 kicks in, they need to have their shit fucking spread out. They need to have shit accounted for. They're so fucked with this derivatives market, you guys. They have $2.2 quadrillion that has been unregulated. And it's now getting regulated. That's a huge deal. Do I trade daily? Yes, I do trade daily. But I don't have a Discord. I don't tell people my shit. I just keep it to myself, man. I have like 4 people that I do trades with, but they're people that I know like in real life. They're buddies of mine that like I work with them and stuff. But they've made me money. I've made them money. I've been wrong. They've been wrong. We don't really care. I mean, they've been friends I've been with since I've been in like 5th grade. So it's just something fun we do together. But we all got into AMC. And I mean, here's the thing. Like, I don't grift this community. And I've told everyone who's ever asked me, have I made money on AMC? And yes, I made quite a bit of money on options right away because I fucking knew they're going to try some bullshit, and I fucking bought options at $9 and I sold them when we hit 62. So I made a very, very good profit. Because of that, that's a main reason why I didn't turn on fucking super chats. That's the main reason why I didn't daily fucking put out videos. I didn't make fucking websites. I didn't make affiliation links. I didn't need to, and that's why I made fun of YouTubers that did the same thing that I did. You had people that made fucking millions on stock options, but you need to grift the community along the fucking way. You need to make fanny packs. You need to fucking act like you're better than people. You need to not respond to people in the chat room. Like, I know I don't respond to people in the chat room. as much as I should, and that's one of my main problems. But you guys see when I get sidetracked, like I can go on a tangent for fucking 45 minutes. So that's why I don't like to read the chat as much, because I get so off track and I go so into detail on shit that if somebody asks me to explain something, like I'm going to explain the fuck out of it and then I'm going to forget where I was at. And you guys see me do that all the time. So it's nothing personal. It's not like I don't do it because I'm like, oh my god, you didn't pay me a super chat. I do it because I'm trying to fucking... I have so much stuff. As you guys look how many tabs I have open. I have so many things that I want to get to before I can even answer chat. I already have 3 hours, 4 hours worth of stuff planned out to talk about. So it's like I said, so if anybody does get upset about me not answering chats, like I said, guys, I do apologize. I do try and look at as much as I can, but I also get people not constantly saying stop reading chat and stop grifting off, or not grifting, stop drifting off into fucking other topics for 20 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I know it's hard, dude. I know so much shit, and I wish I could just fucking pass it all on to everybody, man. Like, I've been studying this shit non-stop for fucking 2.5 years, like, straight, dude. Like, I was looking into this shit before I even fucking knew about AMC and GME. GME just made me get super into it. Like, I was looking into dart pools, I was looking into certain aspects of the market, but I wasn't, like, tracking numbers and looking at crazy shit until AMC happened, and I met Mikey Danks. And then Mikey Danks was, like, the first Reddit post I ever made was on January, like, 1st of last year, or January 2nd. We were talking about dart pools and tracking them. Yeah, dude, that's the problem, Luke, man. It's when you smoke, dude. You just go on these tangents, bro. Then it's so hard to, like, I'm trying to explain stuff to people to where it's, like, I need everyone to understand it, so I'm trying to make it to where it's, like, okay, I'm going to explain it for people that understand the market, and so I can get kind of in depth, but then I need to also break it down for people that just bought into the stock, don't know what the hell I'm talking about. There's people that don't even know what the derivatives market even is. So it's like I gotta explain, you know, so many fucking things. Can you explain me the link that you had that the derivatives market in order? Larson, you can just fucking ask to. You don't have to super chat me, my friend. That link you had, the derivatives market in order. Are you talking about this ISDA members? You talking about this one? What, I don't remember. Which one are you talking about? Link to info on derivatives with JP Morgan and that. Are you talking about the? You're talking about this stuff right here. Their exposure and this stuff. I think you're talking about these, right? I sent the link in there in case that's what you're talking about. And it's like I said, when the way I look at it, you guys, is you don't have to super chat me to ask me questions. Only super chat me if you learn something, or you find, something in my content, or it helped you understand things. Like you don't need to ever ask super chat just to ask me a question. They're just, the way I look at super chats, it's like tipping your waiter, man. If your waiter gave you good service, you're gonna tip him, right? It's not necessarily you don't need to. I'm gonna give you the good service regardless. I could care less, but that's the way I'm looking at super chats now. But I think this is what you're looking for right here, my friend. But he actually, if you want to look, I sent you his Twitter, because like I said, I don't want to just send you guys the files, because I could just go on usbanklocations.com, but I mean, I want you guys to follow these people that's one thing I want to keep doing, man, is there's so many people in this movement that do DD, and they don't get any recognition. They get a 2-second fucking, maybe somebody gives them a 2-second fucking call out in their video, and that's it. They get a 2-second call out. Hey, you guys, fucking, this guy gave me this DD, look what he said, and then you'll never hear about him again. And it's like, no, I want people to make sure you're going on these guys' shit, follow these guys. Like I said, these guys that are giving good information, not telling you to follow lines. Rizzo gives out so much information, it's crazy. I truly cannot believe this guy doesn't have more followers. He's talks. I mean, like I said, he gets into the Cayman Islands. I'm going to have him on my show. I've never done an interview with one person. This is one person I'm going to do an interview with. Like I said, this guy is very, very intelligent. And he looks into a lot of shit. Like I said, he looks into banks as much as I do. Banks. Bigums. Brenda is asking why she is blocked. I don't know who Brenda is, and I've never blocked anybody in my life. How do I unblock Brenda? I don't know. If you're a mod on my channel, guys, don't block anybody. Don't if somebody says something, don't worry about it. Unless it's a spam, don't remove anything. If people talk shit to me, I don't care. Let them do it. If they insult whatever, that's fine. I don't care. I do it too. That's the point. Jeffrey, I honestly don't know who Brenda is. I didn't block her. If I know how to unblock her, I would, my friend. I honestly don't know how. Luke, thank you very much. I appreciate that, my friend. Get a refill, of course, anytime, man. They free. Like I said, also, you guys, I'm on Twitter. If you ever need a question asked, not like I said, there's no stupid question, so always DM me. Does Phase 6 go into effect immediately September 1st? Yeah, it goes into effect immediately September 1st, 12:01 a.m. Brenda Queen of Swords being blocked. Brenda Queen of Swords. I don't even know how to do that. Like, if you guys can show me how to do that publicly, I have no idea how to fucking unblock anybody. I don't even know how to block people. I mean, if you know how to do that. Be like, block people? Where the fuck would they be? I honestly don't know where they'd be. I don't know where a block list is. I'll figure it out later. I'm not too sure, honestly. I don't know how to unblock her. Bigums account, settings, history. Okay. Settings. Fuck is history? Oh, here we go. What's her name? Brenda Queen of Swords or some shit? What was her name? Brenda Queen of Swords. Oh, right here. Alright, she should be unbanned. Thank you, Pantheon. I appreciate that, my friend. Yeah, I don't know who banned her. I don't know who banned 90% of those people. It wasn't me. Definitely wasn't me, my friends. How you doing, Pantheon? Hope you're doing good, buddy. NPJPK says, I have a question. Go ahead and ask it, my friend. She eventually did something really bad, bro. Who did? 5 cancer, good sign. You can ask your questions, my friend. I probably only got about 15, 20 more minutes here, guys. I gotta go pretty soon here. I gotta get up here pretty quick. Does anyone have any more questions or at all or anything before we go? Yeah, I'm going to try and get Rizzo on. I'm going to talk to a couple of YouTubers, though. I'm going to be talking with TMI here pretty soon. I'm going to try and get a hold of Trey and see if we can't get something going on. But, yeah, man, we definitely need to get more people like to these derivatives market, the reverse repos, the fucking, like I said, the Federal Reserve helping them out, them going from 10%, like this is a big deal. That 10% to 0% fucking reserve fucking is a big fucking deal. Like I said, it's just stupid. Like I said, it's just constantly one person helping out another person. So, because they're all so intertwined together is the problem. Every one of them is so fucking-twined with another person. If one guy falls, a whole bunch of them fall. Or they're also fucking blackmailed that if one guy tells on somebody, fucking everybody goes down. So just, like I said, it's just fucking joke, dude. Yeah, TMI, man. I'm trying to fucking get people that don't watch my channel and watch their types of channels and to get what's going on. I don't think that they're passing on the information that needs to be passed on. Like, I could go on Pantheon's channel, but Pantheon's already passing that information on. I'm going to try and go on places that this information's not hitting yet, because I feel like that's the problem. It's like I said, we all have our own little boxes, and the community has split in between fucking what YouTuber they like. It's just like I said, it's just like fucking politicians, and it's like, we gotta fucking get this message out, man. Like, people need to look at these things that fucking matter. Phase 6, the repository system, the derivatives market, the feds. Like I said, this is 2008. But worse, other than that, it's just the fucking feds are involved now. You have 2.2 quadrillion in the derivatives market, when in 2008, when everything came crashing down, there was only 634 trillion. That's a massive fucking difference. But I gotta